That's why I want to put this out, because it probably applies to you. I can suffer immediately now, and long-term, so I go through it, you go right to it, you go through it. Whatever the situation's happening in your life, you go right through it, and it hurts immediately. This is kind of something that you want to avoid. Your body naturally wants to avoid. You're not looking forward to the conversation, or you're not looking forward to cutting a certain good thing out of your life. But long-term and big result is the best option for you. In terms of total happiness, if we're looking at a math equation over the total of your life, the best option for the most amount of effect is to bite the bullet, suffer now, and then it clears itself up much quicker when you handle it immediately. That's super important to remember, because there's always that other option, which is avoid it. Get that little bit of pleasure now, meaning if you have some obligation coming up, that your day's going to suck now. Your day's going to suck. See, there's so many different situations this can apply to. You cancel that appointment, you go, what a relief. I don't have to do that today. I'm not looking forward to that. That was going to hurt. Or maybe you delayed gratification in so many different ways. This is the test between those who get results and those who don't for anything in life. Can you get right to it? Can you do it? Can you get it out of the way quick? As problems, different situations in their life, they come to you. Most of these situations are going to stay until you handle them. Whether they stay very quietly and they come up once a month, they come up once every so often, it's like a nagging thing. That weighs on your brain. That weighs like when you have a computer that's got too many windows open. Or Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. Mommy, right? Mom's laying in bed. Mom, always just nagging. Each individual problem is a mom. Every once in a while. And you hear it, you feel it, you go, Mom. And it weighs on you, but you can ignore it, you go back to. These problems pile up. So now imagine a second, a third, a fourth kid. Some of you guys don't have to imagine this. All of them coming in your life. And they only say mom individually once every minute. You can ignore that once every minute. But when it's 5 different things, different situations that you've been putting off, you don't want to handle it right away, putting off, they each are saying mom, or ignoring you, or causing your brain to be distracted and to worry and to be like, oh man, that's that thing I've been putting off. It's stressing me out. Again, I want to put it off. But when there's so many different things that add up in your life, and that's how it works, ain't it? Is they all start saying, Mom, once every minute like they do, but now there's 60 of them. So now every second is going to bother you, right? So they all could be small problems on their own. You should handle those small problems immediately. That's my advice to you, Nick. And the trick is, if it goes in your mind, if it's on your mind ever, handle that shit. How many times, these things always come back. They always come back. That's the trick, is I always said you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. I know a lot of you guys, you feel it coming, you feel it like there is a plan for you. There is a destiny for you. And you maybe just don't have all the answers, but you want to get it. You got to get it. And you know, you could feel, I feel this way. I feel something's coming. I feel I will get somewhere. And if you're like me, you know you're not at your peak yet. And you're just waiting. It's almost like I don't have all the answers, but maybe it's just I'll grow into it. Or God, I'm waiting for God's timing, right? The thing is, when God comes around, with that lottery ticket, baby, with your purpose, with exactly your peak, if it presents you your peak situation, your job, which you might not even realize it, that this is going to propel you to your ultimate peak, where you're the most effective, most taken care of, and you're helping the most amount of people. You can't have these things weighing down on your head, your processor. You can't have these things bothering you. So imagine yourself an empty dinner plate. You're waiting to eat, baby. You're waiting to eat. And you got your silverware all planned out, all ready to go, and you're ready to eat. And wait for God to present you with this lottery ticket, baby, the big steak. We're going to go eat. You know what it is? You can't have a bunch of stuff that you got to handle before it's time to eat. Like I said, you don't have to get ready to stay ready. Food. You're sitting at the table waiting patiently. God's coming. He's got your meal ticket, baby. He's coming. He's got exactly what you've been praying for. But if he shows up and you have to handle a bunch of stuff in your head before it's time to eat that main event, the main event's going to be spoiled, ain't it? So you're sitting there at the table, hungry, impatiently waiting. I'm ready, God. Give it to me. And then something comes up. You got to quick. Do that, gone, and then back to ready, because you got to stay ready so that when God gives you your meal ticket, when God gives you exactly what you've been praying for, you can hit the ground running because you've been waiting and you've been staying ready. Man, imagine a 4-course meal comes up. You don't know the timing. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it happens. You show up, you blink, and it's on the table now. But you're not allowed to handle that meal. You're not allowed to take advantage of that blessing that God's got coming for you. And you don't know when it's going to show up. That's the trick. That's what I'm saying. But you can't deal with the blessing until you handle all this other shit you've been putting off. Your blessing will be spoiled. You'll miss the lifetime. Hey, the opportunity of a lifetime has to be taken advantage of within the lifetime of that opportunity. These things aren't permanent. We don't have the timing down. We don't know when a lot of this is going to happen. But you got to stay ready. And you got to stay ready. Okay? You can't have stuff on your priority list that's been there. Those take precedent. I know they're little things you've been putting off, but it's going to take away from your ideal life situation if you have to handle those before your blessing gets dealt with. I want you everything taken care of. I know it fucking sucks that we have to wait for this meal ticket, that thing that God's got planned for you. And you feel it. You know he's got something planned for you. But you got to wait for his timing. And his timing is instant. You'll be surprised how your life will be completely different in a short period of time. Because that's when God makes the ball roll. The ball be rolling, baby. Rolling. And it's important. Don't have anything on your plate. Don't have anything on your priority list that's been there, that's been nagging. As soon as, say if a list from 1 to 100, but you keep the thought that this list ain't going to get past 3 before I start wiping stuff off, because more stuff comes. You know this. More things you got to handle. Business, taking care of business, baby. Handle that shit. Because even though you're capable of 1 to 100, you know the more things that are on your list, the more things that are weighing down on your brain, the more windows that are open in your computer, the more things that are stressing you, those slow down your engine. When you're flying, you want to fly light, you want to fly fast, baby, because we're trying to get to outer space here, and we can't be taking a whole load of baggage, mental baggage, small stuff. Go to the dentist, like small stuff. I'm trying to give you examples. Little things that you haven't addressed with your head. You're not able to give up a damn chocolate bar a day, which could seem innocent, but it's holding you back. And you see, ain't nobody going to do this in their life thinking, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but you know it's a deal. You know it's something that's holding you back, and you know it's something that you should address, a certain habit that you should address, you know, a certain weakness or a chore, something you got to take care of, you know, something in your room that the whole thing looks pretty good, except for that one area. It's been kind of growing over there. I've been, you know, a load of laundry or something like that, just in life. But if we don't do that load of laundry immediately, more laundry is coming. And now you're going to have to do all of that. It's important. Once that window, as soon as that pop-up, the spam pops up on your computer, you better click that thing out. Click it out as soon as possible. Handle that shit so that food, food, food. When it's time to have that meal ticket, when it's God's time to take care of you, guess what? You got to be ready so that you can make the most of that opportunity. You can't have mental baggage, shit you could have handled, small shit that became big shit because of your negligence. Nick, handle it. Suffer now, suffer immediately. Those are always the two options with almost damn near 50, I don't know, just every situation in life seems to have this. Immediate gratification. Usually it's what your mind, what you want, your initial reaction. You got to go against that. Almost always. You got to go against that because we always know, I shouldn't, or I couldn't, or I shouldn't have all that, or we have the filter, but a lot of us put that away real quick because we need that immediate gratification. Who's willing to suffer now? Who's willing to be great? Or who's willing to be ready and light and powerful when their moment comes? They can make the most of it. You got to be handling this shit, and you got to be suffering now for a bigger gratification later. Almost every situation in life is like this. Take the easy road, take the high road. Two different roads, two opposite situations. Gratification now, small amount, but now, that's the powerful part. Immediately, you're gratified. Dopamine, chemicals, drugs released in your brain, but pain coming. More pain coming, but not yet. For later. Delay. Immediate gratification, instead of delaying it, you know what you're delaying? Impending pain that you can't avoid. So, don't delay. I say suffer now. It's almost always, what do you want initially? Do the opposite. You know, if you really sit back and think about it, and you're outside of yourself, and you're advising for some imaginary, you're outside of yourself, you're your own angel, guardian angel. What's best for that person? It's probably to forego this initial pleasure for a bigger plan, for a bigger scheme. Because we're not playing around. You only get one of these lives. So if you're advising, you're your own guardian angel, you would say suffer now. Suffer now because the gifts are bigger if you're willing to go without for now. If you're willing to suffer, if you're willing to bang, 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 you're making a sword, right? Heat that shit up. Hit it hard with a hammer. And then the result comes later. And the result's so much sharper. So when it's time to get ready, you can slash, you can cut right through any problem God's got coming your way. New blessings come with new problems. You ought to understand that. That's all for now. 13 minutes, baby. Hey, delay that gratification. Suffer now. Which path is harder? There's always, hey, we're crippled by our options. Which path is harder? I'm going to take that path. Because you go, I take the harder path. I'm going to get 10 times the points, 10 times the payoff, 10 times the money, however you want to gamify your own life. I take the immediate. They give me my paycheck up front. Okay, you're going to take a job for a year. And they say, hey, you're gonna work for the whole year. Same job. I can pay you $20,000 now, right up front. You can have all $20,000 in your account. And that's it for the year. Same job. I'll pay you monthly $2,000. That's more than double. That's $2,000 a month. What are we thinking? Let's do $4,000 a month. Some incentive where it's less than that $20,000 up front. Got to do the math with me. It's less than that $2,000 up front. But over the course of the same period of time that we're talking about, your life, this year, this hypothetical situation, it's so much more to delay that immediate gratification and go for the big goals. Go for the big goals. So much people, they don't accomplish hardly anything in life. It's because they take the small payoffs and they're not willing to delay or to suffer. That's what it's all about. Suffer. Push yourself. God's got a big meal ticket coming your way. And if you're not ready to eat because you've got little small stuff on your plate that you've been avoiding, remember what I said at the beginning. This stuff does come back. It doesn't go. It doesn't leave until you handle it. It's important to remember that. Handle that shit. And let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Keep your plane light. Don't let stuff weigh down on you. As soon as it hits your list, if you got a work docket, a work agenda, a daily agenda, a list, and God's putting like, okay, do, You could say this one's small, this one's big, and it's good to prioritize that. But it's almost like as soon as you see something, do it. It's almost like a race. How quickly can I handle any and anything that comes in my life? What if you took the pain out of it? What if you took the discomfort out of it? What if something come up that you particularly hate? Like what if it's the dentist or something? But what if you're the type of person that you kind of like it? You'd handle it right away. If you're willing to suffer, this is not a problem. You can handle it right away. And there's so many benefits to that. That's it.